morning, we have been interacting with some drivers at the Circle Neoplan station on Ghana's driver licensing regime. The drivers, while applauding the inclusion of an examination to test your knowledge on road signs and the compulsory eye testing, they underscored the need to weed out corruption in the license acquisition process. Some also suggested the inclusion of psychological tests for drivers as part of the licensing process.
We are here at the Neoplan station here in Circle. We'll be interacting with some of the drivers to find out from them their general experience while going through the licensing regime here to become certified drivers to be on our roads here. I have one old man who is from the old system who was there in the beginning days of licensing in Ghana. And then I have a gentleman, relatively younger gentleman, who would walk us through his experience going through a newer regime here. Honorable, good morning. What's your name?
My name is George Kwabra Grant.
Okay.
And you know, we drivers, everyone had a signboard. Yeah, so my signboard I've been written on my car is Barlow, the popular known Barlow. Okay. Yeah, man.
Great. So, yeah. Mr. Grant,
yeah.
You are from the old school. Tell me about your licensing system. How was it for you?
Oh, my license correcting as a license driver, that was 1980. I collected my license driver 1980 at Tema, Harbour Road. One Corporal Jemfi, he gave me the license, and I just pay 1 CD. The old time is 10 CD or something like that, 1 CD, and I pay at Tema.
What were you asked to do before the license was given to you?
Oh, but then you go, there's no land. Me budget driving license. Then I ask you to sit here. Are you ready? They say yes. You say yes, I'm ready. Okay, come. Then they take you to some old car, Bedford, petrol. If you are ready to come and get license, sit in this car. Do you know how to drive? Yes, I know how to drive. They put the key on the car, spark, and you spark it. They say go forward, you go forward, come back. There's a drum, engine oil drum. Then they put it 2, 2, and 3. So when you go forward and you come back, when you hit the drum, you fail. You won't give the driving license.
So there was nothing like exams?
No. No checking for eye, checking for things and other things, but only the gallons. You go forward and you come back. When you hit the gallon, that's all. Yes.
I'll come back and ask you what you think of the new system now. Okay. Let me come to this gentleman who will preferably not want his face to show, but has a lot to share with us as well. Please, what's your name?
Michael Osei.
Okay. Michael, so you are relatively young with the newer system. How was your experience for you?
I think the new system of receiving a driver's license, I went through the driving school, but before then I went to driving school, I had already learned how to drive in the house because I had opportunity of my uncle teaching me how to drive in the house. Then the moment I went to the driving school, I think I was trained at the driving school for 3 months. So you go for exams every day, like at the driver's licensing school. So after that, and then they took me to the DVLA to have a learner's license. And then after the learner's license, you have some time to be updated, like come for your exams. So we went there, and then they put us in the room. We're like, let me say like 30 people in the room. So they put you in the room, and then they bring the exams to you. And then how it was like this, people that can read and write, they separate you from people that could not read and write. So if it is Twi or whatever language you could do, the other people will translate it into that your local dialects.
So there was a live translation of the questions on the board.
Good. So they will just translate it to you, and they will give you the possible answers, and then you would have to choose what you think is right. Yeah. So, and then I think it had a percentage that qualifies you. I think it was after 70% and above that you are qualified to receive the license. And so that was how it was done. And then we went through the eye testing. all these things were part of it before you could qualify. If you fail in the eye testing too, you can't be given a driver's license. You would have to go back to the school, or you would have to, they would have to refer you to an eye clinic for you to go there and also check or be treated before you come back for it.
You mentioned at some point that some people do underworks, so you could either pay your way out and some of those. I mean, how do you think that worries the system that we have?
What worries the system is that I think it's about probably most people go to that where I saw all these secret things is about where the eye is being tested. Most people go there and then they are not being tested. You just go there and they just give it to you because probably your eye, you have a little problem because you would have to be marked by the eye clinic and then you bring that results. Just I think they write on it nil or whatever if you qualify. But then mothers go there and just this woman is just give the person something. No, you'll be told outside. You'll be told outside. When you go there and then because actually the eye people there they are really straight. That was what they'll tell you. They are really straight. So when you're going, just make sure you just give them something. And that is how it is. And I think it's really not helping the system.
What do you think we can do to better the system that we have? Already you mentioned about some of the challenges with it.
Well, I think with the DVLA, what I would say is, I think they would have to put proper measures. They are really doing their best. I would say they are really doing their best, but then there's still more room for improvement. As in the licenses, I think they would have to, the licensing office, I think would have to also get a school of itself, as in the drivers, because I think they would rather know them better than people also bringing them from outside. I think the lecturer would have to come from the school and examine you and pass you.
So you are suggesting that the DVLA sets up its own school like we have in the driving schools. But Mr. Grant, quickly, so you have been in this station for some time now.
Yes, please.
And he says that as part of his time, you have to test the eye. Do you think it's an important thing to do now? To be testing the eye and all of that?
Very, very important to check the eyes because there are some drivers in future, they'll be getting eye problem. And of late, the high bulbs that we use for highways and things, the bulb also weakened our sight because they have the diamond bulb, they have some halogen bulb. When they throw onto your eyes in the night, you may be closing your eyes when there's car parking on your face. You see, I Grant Gladys Barlow. I'm a mate of Bedford during the time of those days from Chepi Apepem to Accra, Amsote. That time, there's no high bulb and no wicket of high bulb, so you get a sight problem. But of late, look the light that how people have been using. So the transport and communication and etc., they have to check for highway the bulbs that those cars have been using. You can.
That's a good suggestion. So to wrap it up, what will be your suggestion about the licensing system? What would you suggest to them that we can do to improve on the quality of drivers we put on our roads?
The quality, unless you have dormer machine to break your head to see that this driver, when he gets the license, is it going to use it correct or not? With that, nothing I can tell again, because when you give a license to somebody, look what is driving. In our days, there is so nothing like that, but of late, you see, so they have to check it from their head and their mind that if you are licensing, when they give you, what is your next agenda to make a good driver, as how I'm talking today.
Great. So that's Mr. Grant, and earlier I spoke to a younger gentleman who have been helping me to unravel the licensing regime that we have. Possibly what Mr. Grant is suggesting is a psychological review of our drivers on our streets, possibly to understand beyond the physical testing that you have to do in there. From the Neoplan station here in Circle, my name is Michael Ashali for Joy News.